Hi guys, how's it going? It's me, Megan, and this is Sunday, and I am back with another video. If you guys are new to my channel, I'm a full-time reseller on Poshmark and a few other platforms, but mostly Poshmark. And here on YouTube, I like to make reseller content. I'll do sold videos, I'll do unboxings, I'll do hauls, I'll do all that good stuff. So if that's something you guys are interested in, please make sure to like and subscribe, and that way you'll never miss one of my videos. Today, when I'm filming this, is Valentine's Day, so happy belated Valentine's Day. But when you are watching this, I'm actually, me and my husband are going away this weekend. We're actually going to Carmel by the Sea. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it or have been there. It's pretty close to where we live, and we haven't been yet, so we're going to do a little weekend getaway because it's Valentine's Day, and also our 8-year dating anniversary is on the 20th, so crazy. So that should be fun. And yeah, I still want to put out a video today, so I'm filming this ahead of time. And yeah, I'm going to hold my mic because I don't feel like dealing with it not sounding good today. Okay, but I'll be going over all the sales I had in January above $40, and there actually was a decent amount of them. So I had them on Mercari, Poshmark, and eBay, but nothing above 40 or above, I guess I should say, on Depop. So I'm just going to get into it. In the $40 range, I sold these Lululemon Noir pants. That's what they were called. They were a wide leg pant, and I found this at the bins. I still pick up Lululemon at the bins as long as it's in good condition. And this was a style I never saw before, so I'm happy that they sold. They sold for $48, and after fees, I made $38.40. Then I sold this Patagonia boys jacket, again, something I got at the bins. I will pick up Patagonia jackets. I honestly will pick up Patagonia a lot of things still, even though people say that the resale value has gone down. But luckily, this still sold for $40, and after fees, I made $32. Then I sold this Vince Brown midi skirt, really cute. Vince is kind of a hard sell, but it is expensive retail. This came in a bulk box I got from THREDUP, sold for $40, and after fees, I made $32. Next, I sold this Vuori. I feel like I still don't really know how to pronounce that. Vuori? Vuori crew neck pullover. People say this is the new Lululemon in terms of, good selling activewear, and this is the first time I found it. I actually found it at the bins, so I felt very thankful. It sold pretty quickly. It sold for $40, and after fees, I made $29.02. I sold this North Face Sherpa coat. This came from the bulk boxes I got from THREDUP. It was really cute. I probably had it listed too high. North Face, kind of like Patagonia, their resale value is kind of going down. I'm trying to see if my cat will sit with me. Sunny. But yeah, I still thought it was really cute. It was men's, but it was in those THREDUP bulk boxes, but that's totally fine with me. I lowered the price a couple of times and then accepted an offer of $44, and after fees, I made $35.20. Then I sold this Saturday Sunday, which is a Anthropologie brand. This jumpsuit, it was a 3X, so Anthropologie in bigger sizes usually does really well for me. These I actually got when I was in Connecticut, one of the trips I did last year. Sold for $40, and after fees, I made $32. Then I sold these Paige wide leg jeans. These were in a smaller size, and I would never be like crazy excited to find Paige, but I've actually done pretty well with their trendier styles, even though they have been smaller sizes. So they're wide leg or they're newer, flare styles. I'll always comp it if I have to pay up for it. But these actually sold pretty fast and pretty well. I think I also got these when I was in Connecticut, sold for $40, and after fees, I made $32. Then I sold this Fenclaw and Fond skirt. I had not heard of this brand. I just like the style. And I looked it up before I bought it. This I also found in Connecticut. And, there weren't any like comps. I don't think anyone had anything listed, but the website that was selling them was selling them for quite a bit of money. It's kind of like a pirate brand. I don't know. But it did take a while to sell. I was waiting for the right buyer. Originally, it was like $100 and something on their website, but sold for $45 on Poshmark, and after fees, I made $36. Then I sold these Madewell Perfect summer jeans. Madewell jeans have been a very slow sale recently, but when I could sell them for $40 or more, I am very, very happy. This one sold for $42, and after fees, I made $33.60. Then I sold this cute Bowden button-up navy dress. I loved the way this looked. I'm very picky with Bowden. I don't necessarily comp it before I pick it up, but I do judge them a lot based on style and size. This was a really, really cute style. I got this at a Goodwill, so I paid about $10 for it, sold for $40, and after fees I made $29.98. Then I sold these Papilio. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's a line of Birkenstocks. I found these at the bins. These actually have really great value. The comps were actually in like the, high $40 to $60 range. So I would definitely keep an eye out for them. Shoes at my bins are $3.05. These sold for $40, and after fees I made $32. Then I sold these new Attack Judy Blue skinny jeans. I got these when I was in Connecticut as well. Judy Blue doesn't sell the fastest or for the most for me. I think their bigger sizes do best, but also I picked up a pair of their bootcut jeans recently, and those actually had better comps than a lot of the other styles I've found before. These were new at tags, however, so I did pick them up. They sold for $40 on Mercari, and after fees I made $34.20. And last thing I sold in the $40 range was this Scottish cashmere cardigan. This did have a hole that the person had repaired that I didn't notice. I got it at a Savers, sold for $42 on eBay, and after fees I made $37.63. Then for the sales in the $50 range, I sold this Buck Mason button-up. I had never picked up Rewind. I have never picked up this brand before, and I've never seen it, but I think I had remembered someone talking about this brand, so when I saw it at the bins, I did pick it up. Luckily, it actually sold pretty quickly. I think it sold for what I had it listed at, which was $50, and after fees, I made $40. Then I sold this Armani Collezione wool silk blend blazer, something I probably shouldn't have picked up, but I did. I got it at a local thrift store in my area. I probably spent like $10 on it. Armani, their lower lines, or any of their lines really that are especially older, are pretty hard to sell. So I probably should have passed on it, but I am very happy that it sold. It sold for $59, and after fees I made $47.20. Then I sold this other new to me brand, Argent, Argent. They were a pair of wool trousers. I found this at a Savers. I do tend to now make sure that I go through the pants section that's not just activewear and jeans. I've had really, really good luck finding high-end trousers, I guess you could say, or even premium trousers. They're still very trendy, Madewell, Everlane, Aritzia brands. And when I saw these, I decided to look them up, and comps are really good. I think you kind of have to wait for the right buyer because I don't know how sought after this brand is. So they did take a little while to sell, but they finally sold for $55, and after fees I made $44. Then I sold this Nike Tech full zip jacket. Nike Tech can be really hit or miss. Their pieces can either go for, over 100, or you might, have a hard time moving them. I picked up 2 of these jackets in the same day. They were both a little bit different, and one was new at tags, and that one sold first and for a little bit more. This one took a lot longer to sell, and when someone offered me $50, I just decided to accept. Again, I probably spent about $10 on it, and after fees I made $40. Then I sold this vintage Disney Sorcerer Mickey short sleeve. This was super cute. Got this at the bins. Sold for $59, and after fees I made $47.20. Then I sold this Reformation Jeans corduroy jumpsuit. This was really cool. I was so excited to find it. I found it at a local Goodwill, spent $10 on it, got it home, and realized that it was supposed to be a long sleeve jumpsuit. Someone had cut the sleeves and made it short sleeves, so I did make sure to note that and lowered the price accordingly, but it was still really cute and a great size. I think it was a size 10. Sold for $52, and after fees I made $44.58. Then I sold this vintage women, WIMAN is the brand, quilted jumpsuit. It was just a really cool looking jumpsuit. It gave me a lot of like Free People vibes. I got this at a thrift store in Connecticut, and I think I spent about $8 on it. Ended up selling pretty quickly on Mercari for $54, and after fees I made $46.56. Then I sold this vintage Ralph Lauren pair of dragon jeans. I also got these when I was in Connecticut. I just thought that they were really cool. Sometimes vintage Ralph Lauren can really hold its value, or really any of the lines from Ralph Lauren. These I did comp before I purchased them to resell, and they were pretty good. These ended up selling for $50 on eBay, and after fees, I made $34.86. And the last thing I sold in the $50 range in January was this Yves Saint Laurent cardigan. This was a cashmere blend, and it did have a couple of flaws. I think it might have been missing a button, but this still took forever to sell. It took a lot longer than I thought, and especially for being like a cashmere blend. I probably just had it listed too high, so when someone offered me $50 on eBay, I accepted, and after fees, I made $43.62. Then for the sales in the $60 range, I sold these Everlane ballet flats. I love selling Everlane shoes. I will pay up for them, but these I actually found at the bins, which were great, especially because ballet and ballet core is still very trendy. I was so excited to find these. They sold for $60, and after fees, I made $48. Then I sold this vintage Betsy Johnson mini dress. This was so cute, and I'm surprised it didn't sell a lot faster. It did have a stain on it that I had to disclose, but it's just like the cutest dress and very, very trendy. I got this in my THREDUP bulk boxes from last year. This sold for $60, and after fees, I made $48. Then I sold this Alexander McQueen mini dress. This I also had for quite a while. There was a small flaw to it, and it definitely was an older piece. So when someone offered me $60, I decided to accept, and after fees, I made $48, and I spent about $10 on that piece. Then I sold these Lululemon Align tie-dye leggings. Lululemon Align leggings can still do really, really well. I recently picked up a pair from the bins that were a size 2 that had a lot of wash wear to them that I disclosed, but no holes or rips or tears or anything. And I just kind of listed them on the low end of comps, and they still sold really quickly for $29. These were in great condition and a great pattern. I got these when I was in Connecticut. I think they only wanted like $5 for them. I was shocked. They sold for $60, and after fees, I made $48. Then I sold this Sundance hobo bag. My mom actually found this when we were shopping at a Savers in Connecticut. Again, I think I spent about $10 on it. Sold decently quickly, sold for $60, and after fees, I made $48. Then I sold this Lululemon Miracle jacket. Again, something I found in Connecticut. Definitely an older style jacket, but Lululemon outerwear, I think, is still a bolo. I think this was also like a size 8 or something, so not too small. Sold for $62 on Posh, and after fees, I made $49.60. Then I sold this favorite daughter bootcut jeans, again, something I got in Connecticut. I was in Connecticut late December, so that makes sense that a lot of my January sales were from Connecticut. But this was a new to me brand, and definitely a brand that I'll be looking for in the future. It has really, really great comps. I recently sold a t-shirt from this brand that sold for $28. So even if you don't find their jeans, the other things they sell might still hold value. These ended up selling for $69, and after fees, I made $55.20. Then I saw this Legance, not sure how you pronounce that, silk blouse. Got this from the bins, was super excited that it sold quickly. I hadn't had good luck with this brand in the past, but if I find it at the bins, I am going to pick it up. It is expensive. I'm not so sure about the resale value, so if you have to pay up for it, I would suggest comping it. Ended up selling pretty quickly for $60, and after fees, I made $48. Then I sold this Talbot's Miracle Suit one piece. This I found at the bins, and I just thought it was a cute swimsuit in a good size. It was Talbot's, but since it was the bins, I decided to pick it up. When I got home and looked it up, apparently Miracle Suit does occasionally, or does have a line, I guess, with Talbot's. There was no indication on the tag of the bathing suit. I just kind of figured it out when I found the exact style online. So definitely something to comp if you just find Talbot's bathing suit. It might actually be from the Miracle Suit line, which is a great bathing suit line. This ended up selling for $60 on eBay, and after fees, I made $46.66. And the last thing in the $60 range was these Santa Barbara ceramic olive plates. These were just really cute little, I don't know what you'd call them, like barware canopy plates or something like that. And they just had different olive puns on them. I saw them at a Goodwill, and I just knew somebody would love them. Their olives are kind of like really popular right now. I don't really know how to explain it. And these were actually ended up being pretty rare. I listed them high. I got them for $8, but I listed them high. And when someone offered me $60 on eBay, I just decided to accept. And after fees, I made $50.06. And then for this, all the sales I had in the $70+ range. I sold this J. Crew green wool parka. I got this at the bins. Anything J. Crew outerwear, as long as it's in good condition, I will pick it up at the bins. Wool, definitely better. Blazers for sure. Men's blazers especially. But yeah, this was pretty cute. The faux fur collar was really matted, so I did have to note that. But luckily it still sold for 70, and after fees I made 56. Then I sold this Farm Rio maxi skirt, super cute. Got this at a local thrift store, so I probably didn't pay too much for it. This is the first time I had found Farm Rio to sell, and it was really cool. It looked like it was like missing parts, but it was really just mesh. The mesh did have some holes I had to note, but it still ended up selling for 75, and after fees I made 60. Then I sold this Ellis fisherman sweater, super cute, love fisherman sweaters. Just sold one not too long ago that I picked up from the bins. Not the bins, from a Goodwill for like $10. It's a style that I will pay up for even in the middle of summer. It's just that trendy. This came from my THREDUP bulk boxes, sold for 100, and after fees I made 80. Then I sold these Golden Goose sneakers. Golden Goose is a very expensive brand. It's pretty trendy, but it's kind of, I don't know, controversial. Some people love it, some people hate it. They're like expensive sneakers that look like they've been worn out. Mine were more worn out than they're supposed to look, but I did note that they ended up selling for 115, and after fees I made 84.03. Then I sold these Gucci black loafers. These came from my ThreadUp DIY designer men's box. Really cute. When I did a Google search, all the ones that look like this that were listed as women's shoes. So I listed mine as women's in the UK size. So a women's UK 6.5, which is what these were marked as, converts to a woman's US 8.5. And that's my size, and they fit me perfectly. Ended up selling for 176, and after fees I made 137.82. Then I sold these Christian Louboutin Kate heels. Kate heels. I think Kate was the style. I got these in my ThreadUp DIY designer women's box. Ended up selling for 180, and after fees I made 141.98. Then I sold this vintage 90s dead stock Neiman Marcus maxi dress. I got this a while ago when I was in Connecticut. For whatever reason, I just held off on listing it, but it ended up selling the same day I listed it for 75, and after fees I made 60. Then I sold this Eskander. You guys told me how to pronounce that, and I'm already probably pronouncing it wrong. Wool short sleeve sweater. You guys told me that this is a huge bolo. I got this in a DIY designer box at some point last year, so definitely something I will keep an eye out for in the future. Ended up selling for 153, and after fees I made 122.40. Then you might remember this sale. I sold this Disney Parks Orange Bird 50 style, I think it was a 1X dress. Really cute. I got this for $350 at a thrift store in Connecticut, and I was fully gonna pass on it. I had recognized the style as being something from Disney. I go to Disney quite often, and they have a lot of these styled dresses, but I didn't really think they were going to get that much. I don't know. Turns out I think this dress is, at least this version of this dress isn't sold anymore, so comps were really high. Ended up selling for what I had it listed at on eBay, which was 160, and after fees I made 125.59. And then the last sale I had, and my best sale, I believe, of January, was this rag and bone wool blazer. This is called the Slade blazer, I believe, and I got this at the bins, and I almost missed it. It was in a pile of really good clothes that I had already looked through, but luckily I went back and looked again, and I found this jacket. I don't know how I missed it. Maybe someone threw it back, but I was happy enough to pick it up. Didn't comp it, rag and bone at the bins, I will pick up. This sold within minutes of me listing it. I think I listed it for $250 because I just wasn't 100% sure where to list mine at. And someone offered me $200 in a couple of minutes, and I accepted. And after fees, I made $160. So definitely a style of rag and bone to keep an eye out for. Not everything rag and bone does well. I've sat on a lot of their stuff, but this was definitely a bolo piece. But yeah, those were my best sales from January. Turned out to be a really good month. I think I mentioned this before, but January January was my best sales month to date. I had a really, really good The RealReal sale, but I'm trying not to jinx it. I'm supposed to get paid out for it tomorrow, so I'm pretty sure the sale's going to go through. But I will share that with you guys next month slash my next What Sold Sunday video if you watch those. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great time sourcing and selling this week. I hope you guys had a fantastic Valentine's Day, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye!